Kevin McCullough.
All right, welcome back. It's Kevin McCullough from Times Square. And again, if you would like to win the brand new Sugarfina Advent Calendar, and these things are just gorgeous. They've got their traditional Advent Calendar, which is stocked full of yummy little Sugarfina candies. And they've got the 50th anniversary Hello Kitty Advent Calendar as well, which is in very rare supply. You can get both of them by going to sugarfinaholiday.com, sugarfinaholiday.com. But you can also, and this is the important part, is when you go to sugarfinaholiday.com, you should register to win, because we are giving 3 sets of Advent calendars and Sugarfina prize packages away at the end of this month. So go to sugarfinaholiday.com and just register. There's 3 different prize packages there that we're giving away. One of them is the Hello Kitty. One of them is the traditional Advent calendar, and there's one that's in between, kind of a hodgepodge collection of yummies. But check all of that out. All right. I want to say thank you, because this week we had someone step up and say, you know what, Kev, every child, every slave that you liberate from CSI this weekend, we're going to match slave for slave. We're going to make sure that that we get as many of these 208 ladies home for Christmas. Our goal is that not a single one of those 208 names of slaves that were on the list at the start of the year are still in slavery by the end of the year. And we have 41 women that we have yet to liberate, which means 167 have been liberated. Thank you. That is very, very, we are very grateful for that. But if you're just joining us and you're saying, Kevin, I'm hearing you talking about slavery, what are you talking about? Well, we're talking about women who were taken as young girls as slaves during the Sudanese Civil War. The world powers came in, U.S. and others came in, and they stopped the Civil War about 15 years ago. They divvied up the land. South Sudan became the youngest country on the planet, but they had not solved the problem of the 185,000 human slaves that the northern Sudanese had taken. CSI, Christian Solidarity International, my partner and I, and you, working together over the last several years, we have liberated 5,000 over the course of the many years that we've been working together with CSI. CSI has seen more than 125,000 of those 185,000 released. That leaves, in our estimation, we believe there's somewhere between 38 and 45,000 slaves left, and some of their children. And we are working diligently each year to bring some home. There are 41 that we have not reached this year. There are 41 that have not been given their ticket out of slavery, and we need to speak for them. What happens if you give the $250 gift to liberate the slave? Well, that $250 gift goes primarily towards supplying what's called the Bag of Hope. The Bag of Hope has everything the former slave will need when they reestablish their life in South Sudan. They go to a recovery camp. They get medical help, psychological help. They get to interact with others who have been in slavery for similar periods of time. Then they get a whole bag of goodies. Grain for an entire year's worth of food, seed for another entire year's worth of grain to plant and to grow, fishing utensils, cleaning utensils, cooking utensils, tarps and blankets, all kinds of things that help them create a new life back in their homeland of South Sudan. And then the best part of the Bag of Hope is that they get a she-goat, a little baby running around with them. You can use that to create milk, other goats to sell. It's a micro enterprise kind of job starter for them that gives them the ability to self-sustain. And it's just amazing. And it's helping women like Abouk. Take a listen to her story right here.
It took me 15 days to walk the journey back to South Sudan. But that marked a passage for my life, from the horrors of slavery to a future filled with hope. Taken when I was just a child, snatched away literally from my mother's arms, my dreams of happiness were shattered as my living nightmare began. And suddenly, I found myself a slave. My slave master stripped me of my Christian faith and even my name, and he stamped on me instead a Muslim name and identity, and the beginning of a life of endless work. My worst day in slavery is still a vivid memory. My master sent me for a very difficult job of fetching water. The jugs are very heavy, and the distance is very far. When I was on my last trip to the well for that day, a group of Arab men approached the well and began calling out to me. And then they raped me. My master refused to accept my story and even blamed me for what ended up happening. And he did so even though he had raped me so many times before that. Because I have no idea of my birthday or even hometown. When I arrived to South Sudan, I was very blessed to be able to join a community of 150 other former slaves. And as I am now pregnant with a child that was conceived from my abusers, it's my hope to be a loving and caring mother. I hold no remorse against this child because I am so grateful. I wish to send thanks to God and thanks to those of you who cared about me and brought me safely home. And I would like to ask that you not stop until every captive is freed, fed, and healed. My name is Abuk Garang, and because of your faithfulness, I was freed in November of 2023. And this is my story.
1 year ago this month, friends, we got Abuk home to South Sudan, which she had not seen for most of her life. But the rejoicing was deep and rich, and it was wonderful. 888-342-1010. We can have that same outcome in another woman's story today. 888-342-1010. There are 41 waiting, hoping, begging, praying, pleading that we will get them home. 888-342-1010 or bringherhome.org. Bringherhome.org. That's bringherhome.org or 888-342-1010.
Ready or not, we'll be right back.